Samuel Leeds is one of Britain's most successful property entrepreneurs. A high-flying investor, a best-selling author, and founder of a leading property education company, Samuel is recognised as one of the brightest young stars in British business. Following his meteoric rise to success, by becoming a multi-millionaire in his 20s, Samuel is in the elite echelons of UK property investors. Over the next 5 weeks, 13 budding property entrepreneurs will be battling it out to prove that they are the ultimate property investor. The prize? £20,000 of Samuel's cold hard cash to kickstart one candidate's property journey. This is The Eviction. Previously on The Eviction.
There's £2,000 cash.
NC needs to go whether we win or lose. Finish,
Don't
please.
shout at me! You not shout at me! Don't you dare!
Oh, you're such
Do
a
not-
bitch.
I would be majorly disappointed and I would be pulling out.
That makes my balls itch.
So I'm really very disappointed in this property.
You messed up. So then say, you're evicted. Please leave. Kirsty, you're evicted. Please leave. You've not given me a good reason why you shouldn't be evicted. So, with regret, you're evicted. Please leave. Good morning and welcome to the third challenge. Up until this point, you have been completely spoon-fed. The properties have been secured by me that you've had to refurb. The investors that you've sold deals to have been put in place by me. Things are about to change now and you're not going to be spoon-fed and things are about to get a lot harder and more challenging. Most of the successful companies in the world know that to profit from something, they don't have to own it, but rather they can just control it. That's why Uber don't own their taxis. That's why Amazon don't own most of their stock, they control it. Airbnb don't own most of their accommodation. As a property entrepreneur, you can make significant amount of money without owning property when you know how to control it. So in this challenge, you'll have to find and secure a no money down property deal that you have complete control over, which is going to be making you a profit. This can be a rent to rent deal or a lease option agreement property. The team who secures a deal with no money that is the most profitable deal will be the winning team. From this challenge, at least 3 of you will be evicted. So you have 3 days to find and secure a no money down deal. The teams are a little unbalanced at the moment because we have 3 on this side and 5 on this side. So to even things out, we're going to move somebody over. Ricky, you were the previous team leader, so I'm going to give you 5 seconds to tell me who is the weakest link on this team that you do not want to work with anymore, and we'll send them over. Go.
Alicia.
Alicia? So you have 3 days. I look forward to seeing you in the boardroom. As part of this challenge, you cannot tap in to any of your existing contacts. You'll be starting again from scratch. Good luck. Off you go.
So, the guys have 72 hours to secure a property with none of their own money. Let's have a listen to Russell and Alistair to see how it's done.
A lease option agreement is very similar to when you buy a car on hire purchase. So you take over the car, you pay for it monthly for a few years, and then after a few years you have the option to buy the car or you can just hand it back. With a lease option agreement, it is exactly the same. You take over the mortgage payments, you have the option a few years later to buy it or you can give it the landlord back. The challenge is finding an owner that will allow you to buy their property in this way.
So a rent-to-rent property is where you have a property that's on the market for rent, you agree with the landlord to take it on a special contract where it allows you to rent that property out, creatively. You could rent it out as HMO, you could rent it out on service accommodation. Ultimately, it's a very low entry to property, so you don't have to put massive deposits down. Typically, probably the first month's rent. Very profitable and very easy and creative to find.
Hannah's team captain?
Yeah.
You call that, yeah? Okay. I think we need to decide what we want to do over the next 3 days and what we're going to target and what we're going to do. Because if you go rent to rent, you can go down so many different avenues and you can do loads of different things. I think the best thing with the other task was the fact that we had a plan. We talked about that plan for an hour and we kept to that plan for 3 days. That's why we won.
Yeah.
So we need to figure out what we want to do. Now, in terms of like lease options, I think if we could get a lease option, we'd win this.
Yeah.
But getting a lease option is really hard. We all kind of know that. I mean, I've tried a little bit. I know you've tried a little bit. Have you had a go at lease options?
Yeah, I've put in offers for
a little bit, have you?
Yeah. I don't obviously know how it works, but I've not actually.
They take a little bit of work.
The way I envision seeing this task is one person should attack making calls, trying to get viewings for lease options, and then the other three should do SA,
Yeah.
as a rent-to-rent option.
I don't mind doing SAs. You've got experience in SAs, haven't you?
Because I think we can do rent-to-rent and HMO, but the difficulty with that is unless we go direct to landlord and we get a really decent one, the return on investment or the cash flow is going to be no real difference to a decent SA.
Hannah's crew start finding properties online which they can arrange viewings on.
So if we say any time after, half 2. Oh yeah, I'll be around all day tomorrow. And yeah, sure. So it's the landlord are the tenants, and they'll be able to show us around the house and have a look with them. The owners of the property, and we'll have a look around with them. No problem at all. Yeah, perfect. Thank you for your help. What was your name, sorry? Sean. Brilliant. I look forward to hearing back from you. Cheers. Thank you. Bye-bye. Yes. Brilliant. What was your name? Paul. Thanks, Paul. Boom, shakalaka, wow, boosh.
So what is it we're going to view right now?
So
then?
3 beds, HMO, the students currently in it.
How many students?
I think there's 3. I think there could be 4, but I can't quite remember.
And it's let as a HMO?
Student HMO, yeah. It's very near to Staffordshire Uni.
And who are we going to meet?
A guy called Alex,
and he
landlord.
Is the landlord.
So it's just the 4 of you, a group of friends, and you thought...
Well, we're all individual investors, and we're working together on some projects at the minute. More heads, make better work, don't they?
And what's the kind of the business model with... I kind of think of it as subletting, but taking it on and then...
Rent to rent.
Yeah.
So with that, basically, what we do is we take on properties from landlords it's mainly landlords who just, want to keep the property for capital appreciation and things like that. We give them a guaranteed rent and then look after maintenance, tenants, things like that.
Okay.
So it just means it's less headache for them.
If we were to come along and say, look, we'll pay the rent that they're paying at the moment, that you get anyway, and then like we said, we did what we would do. I mean, I know that you said you like to be hands-on and stuff. Would you have an issue with that, or?
No.
Okay. So you're quite open to the idea?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. If we're going to be getting what we would be getting, and we have one less house to worry about, that's when.
Okay. Yeah, that's something you'd be open to.
So is what you get, just to be clear, £50 a room? Is that sort of?
Yeah,
that's
I think it might be 50 and 55 for the upstairs, or something like that, but in that vicinity.
I'm worried because I think we can get an SA, but I think to win the task we need a lease option.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think lease options have got the upper hand over rent to rent, just because you've got the option to buy at the end.
So you're going to, with the capital growth, that technically is going to be the biggest return.
Yeah.
The team head to a local networking event in Derby to try and find some more deals.
So we have just networked the hell out of the PPN meeting in Derby. We thought we're not going to waste our time today. We need lease option deals, we need no money down deals, we need rent to rent deals. So we went in hard. Like Ricky networked the car park. We didn't even have the money to get in there.
We blagged the way in.
We managed to blag our way in to get into the event this evening, which was awesome. And literally, we just cased the joint. So day 1 of lease option challenge, or no money down deal challenge. and we may have secured a deal. Fingers crossed. Go Team Hannah.
Over with Alicia's team, the guys are all staring aimlessly at their laptops, seeing who can find the funniest online cat videos. Riveting.
I'll be team leader.
I think that's a good idea. I mean, Abby and I have already done it, so...
Yeah, I'm cool to be the team leader. I don't have a problem with it.
Awesome. Decided. I love it.
Is that
so
cool
nice
with everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right, so let's just dig in. I don't have a plan.
I'm team leader of our team, so we've basically chosen an area and we're just hammering it out right now to schedule appointments for tomorrow to go out. That would be 11.
Job speaking, how can I help?
Hi there, Joe. I'm looking for some properties in the centre of Manchester. I'm looking for either houses or apartments that are 2 beds or more. Do you have any on your books like that?
So I know that I've been in the losing team twice. I'm the only person here to have done that. But this challenge is different because it really plays to my strengths in terms of finding deals. This is the bread and butter of what property investors and entrepreneurs do, and it's something I think that I'm very good at.
Okay. Would it be possible for us to provide an agreement that was drawn up by a solicitor, and then it was done through yourselves, but to the landlord? Would that be something?
We only use the agreement in which we draw up from Countrywide from our company. It would be possible to use another agreement for one of our properties, I'm afraid.
Okay, no worries. Thank you for your time.
Well, we need to get out there in the morning.
Oh yeah, we should
Is all I know.
go in the morning.
But Manchester is like what, an hour away?
Yeah.
An hour. So by the time you get, if you left at say like 7, get there, you can have breakfast there.
Yeah.
Miss rush hour. Have a little look around.
Miss rush hour.
Yeah.
You live at 7.
Yes, right in the middle of it. Yeah, that is the worst motorway in this country.
Now, we are looking to do this as a corporate let. Do you know if the landlord would be, like, if that would be something that he's okay with, or... Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Lovely.
That's what I'm looking for.
Perfect, yeah, well, we'll see you tomorrow.
Can I leave my name and number anyway? If you get anything, or anything that matches those criteria, could you give me a call?
At the start of day 2, with a bombardment of viewings to see and properties to secure, Anthony leads Hannah's team on the hunt for those elusive no money down deals.
Phil, his number. Apparently he's let his house out till Easter next year, but now we may have some others coming up, so worth touching base. He's an older gentleman, so a hard sell won't go down well. Yeah.
Hello, Phil here.
Hi Phil, my name's Ricky. I hope you don't mind the call. I just got your number off a gentleman called Oliver.
Yes, we've just been chatting. Thank you for phoning me.
No problem.
After 20 years in the business, I just want to relax, still hold the properties.
Yeah.
I'm either going to sell them in the future or rent them, probably in an arrangement like yours.
Yeah, sure.
Where you take on that.
So how many properties do you have?
Well, now with the one that's gone, it'll be now 9. Oh, sorry, 8.
Okay.
So once I've sold this, there'll be 8.
I'm really passionate about property, and I'm really passionate about working and helping people like yourself. You know, I'm more than happy to travel a bit, and if it works for everyone, then it's great.
After trying to secure some deals on the move, the lads finally arrive in their first viewing, which is an absolute dossole in Stoke-on-Trent.
Hi Jason. Hi mate, you alright? Good, thanks for taking your time out today.
Yeah, no problem.
We'll have a look around and have a look at the place, and then we'll just have a chat and iron out some things. And
no problem.
As long as you're happy and we're happy, and you know, make sure everything's good. First initial thoughts are it needs a lot of work doing.
Yeah,
it does need a lot of work doing.
Tread carefully, Ricky. This guy is absolutely hench.
About 9 years.
9 years. And it's been no tenants in here for the last 2 years?
Tenants for the last 2 years.
Last 2 years, okay. How quick are you looking to move up? Do you need the money now, or
no.
You don't need the money now?
No.
Okay, cool. Okay, we'll have a look around and see what we can do and how we can help you, and we'll just have a look around and kind of see what needs doing. So these walls are they seem quite dry. They seem dry. This out here looks real bad. Wow. I mean, would you want to go under there? Let's see. Can't remember where I saw the fuse box. Jesus. Dear.
This place is absolutely disgusting.
Why is there 2 sinks in here? In all seriousness, it needs, the walls need replastering, decorating, painting, new bathroom, new toilets, all of that needs taken out and replacing. Up here we'll be able to get rid of this, make this into a nice bedroom. I haven't spotted any major damp yet.
But as I said, I could get this done easily for £1,000. The top half sorted out and everything. This is the house as it is. It's had no heating on within a couple of years. It's a mid-terrace. It's not an end terrace. So it's obviously you just get a bit of that and a bit of flakiness. But at the end of the day, it's not that bad.
Look, the property was a dump. It was the guy. I don't think knew what he was talking about. There's something seriously structurally wrong there. You've got the problems with the boiler sat above the toilet. What's that about? It's a full refurb job. Guys, I know he said he'd be interested in a lease option agreement. The idea of lease options is low money down. That's not a low money down deal. I offered him 30 grand for the house, and he turned that down. So I don't think you're going to get anywhere. I think the guy is probably a little bit full of it. He made out he's got lots and lots of houses, but he didn't know basics about property. I think he's a bit of a blagger, and that's probably his only house he's got. So I think brush yourself off, move on, find the next, and forget about it. It's not going to happen.
It's on for 125. If we can get it for just the monthly mortgage payments being covered, and in 5 years we'll give them 135, and we'll pay for a light refurb, we'll do it.
The next viewing for Hannah & Co is a cosy 2-bed terraced house in Wirksworth.
Hi. Hello. Are you right? Nice to meet you, Ricky. Yeah. Nice to meet you. How are you? All right?
Fine, yeah.
Collectively, we're a group of property investors. We've come together. We've got a company, and we're looking to invest in the area. Have you thought about letting this place out?
No.
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 Is there any reason why?
You just kind of want the money and.
We just want the money to move on.
Go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
We haven't got the money to move on and then rent
this. If we've
this.
got some money behind us, we could do, but we just haven't.
Pretty much dead in the water then, innit, Ricky?
I think so. You've had an offer of 120, which is the kind of lowest you'll go. Where I'm at the minute, I would put an offer in today, but it would be below 120. So I don't want to offend you. It would be below 120. So yeah, I could put an offer in today. It would be below 120 though. Or you're asking for 125. I would buy it off you for 135, but in 5 years' time. And over that 5 years, I would take over the property, I'd control it. If you don't mind me asking, I'll ask you a kind of a not about your income or anything, just financial question about the mortgage. Would that be okay? What's the amount of the monthly mortgage payments?
190.
190.
Yeah.
So I'd buy it in 5 years. You're asking for 125. I'd give you 135 in 5 years' time. I'd control the property. I'd take over. You would still be the landlord for the 5 years, but I would pay the mortgage payments for you, and it would be off your hands, still in your name. We'd take control of it. You'd have to deal with it. We'll look after it, and then in 5 years, I'd have the option to buy it for 135,000. So I'll give you an extra 10 grand. Does that sound any interesting to you?
What, we still live in it?
We won't live in it.
We would.
We would want to refurb it, and...
Come on, Ricky, spit it out.
It would possibly rent it out.
You wouldn't be able to live in it. It would basically be we'd have to bring tenants in, if that makes sense. So we would have to control the property and rent it out.
Right.
Does it kind of make sense to you?
Yeah, so you won't get no money till 5 years.
How much money would you want from us if we paid the mortgage? Okay, and you could, if we paid the mortgage for you and you could move on, how much money would you want from us on a monthly basis, as well as the extra 10 grand for you guys to be happy with it?
I don't know. It's something I'd have to look into.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. Because
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, well, have a think about it.
Yeah.
As I said, I can buy it today, but it would be below 120,000. As I said, think about it. Speak to your wife.
It depends what the outright one is.
What do you mean? Sorry.
If you wanted to buy it.
Right now.
Oh, if we wanted to buy it right now, would you like me to give you a figure?
Well, you can do.
So 125. The refurb. If I were to buy it today, I could give you. It would be about between 105 and 110,000.
Yeah.
That's what I could do today. But I know you've said no to 120. So my other proposal is I could buy it for between 105 and 110 today, or in 5 years' time we take control, do the refurb, and I'll give you an extra 10 grand in 5 years.
Have you got any questions or anything at the moment?
No.
Perfect.
This is your chance, Ricky, your moment of a lifetime. Please say something really profound, something from the ether, something so magnificent this man will sign his signature on your arse cheek.
It's a lovely little town.
Hannah and Anthony go and check out one of 3 serviced apartments which could be used as corporate lets to generate a monthly revenue.
I know, it's really, really nice. It's lovely. Did you do all the lampshades yourself? I really like them. We're really impressed with the area, aren't we? And the standard of the apartment is really high end. I guess the easiest way to explain it is it's like a normal tenancy in the sense that, like Patricia said, they manage us. They've got your best interest. We've also got your best interest, but obviously, you know, Patricia manages it for you. It's just that the company's the tenant instead.
No, seriously, they're beautiful. Like, amazing. Like, really good.
Mate, beautiful or not, have we got a deal?
We've got a deal. We just need to negotiate the deposit. The three apartments are ours, right? And they are perfect prime SAs. They will rent out, and you'll do really, really well from them. One of them's furnished, 2 aren't furnished. They're all 2-bedroom. You can get 6-person occupancy. They're slap bang right near the city centre. The only point is that she's a bit wary about the deposit. Now I spoke to her manager and I said, look, if we take all 3. Will you do a no deposit? And she said we might be able to wangle it, but the only sticking point is there's 3 different landlords.
Yeah.
What's the what kind of cash flow are we looking at with these?
In terms of
nightly rate?
The nightly rate in Derby ranges from 85 to, from when I was looking, 85 to 100 weekday, and then it will go up to on average 120. But that's.
Wait, and how much is the rent?
So 750.
Bloody hell, man! The return's gonna be off a 75% occupancy rate.
Yeah,
the return's gonna be good.
The return's gonna be good because your occupancy is 6 people. That's
all right. So what we could do,
Can we leverage it at all?
Find someone that's willing to put a deposit in, and we give them a return every month, a small cut of what we're getting to give them back their deposit and a bit more.
If the strongest deal, I know we've not run the numbers yet, but statistically it would be your 4 apartments turning them into SAs, because that's 4.
Cash flow.
Yeah. So we'll make the most capital appreciation, and we'll make the most cash flow.
Yeah.
So that'll have the biggest ROI.
Right at the close of play on day 2, Hannah, Anthony and John visited a Midlands-based mortgage broker they'd spoken to on the phone about lease options. Unfortunately, we weren't allowed to film, but after a 90-minute meeting, they emerged from the building grinning like Cheshire bloody cats.
So basically, we went in there. There was 5 apartments, okay, not 10. There was 5 apartments, and we went in there to try and secure them.
Where are the apartments?
Melton Court, which is right by
in Derby.
Which is right by the university.
And what are they?
They're 2-bedroom apartments, fully furnished. 795 per calendar month. 795 per calendar month.
Cheap.
Yeah. So we went in there to try and secure them, and basically what we've come out with is a potential lease option to buy them in 3 years.
Really?
We've also come out with a potential to buy 2 hotels and a brewery, 20 apartment blocks in Sunderland that are currently 77 grand, but their true value is 120, and a guy in the next few months that's selling his portfolio in Derby of 300 properties.
Bad worst days. Seriously.
Seriously.
She was.
Seriously.
What the heck? Don't hang about it.
Seriously.
Everything she's got is off market. So everything she showed us is completely off market.
Yeah. And she just kept showing us and showing us and,
then
showing us
she
more
showed us
stuff.
some virtual tours, and she was like, "Oh, that would be useful for you as well. I'll send you that one." So
I was like,
we were like, just send us all, you know, we'll take it all
Lisa,
on.
You don't understand how long I've been waiting to meet someone like you. she was like, no, it's fab. She got rent to rent. She was like everything. You didn't even have to sell it to us.
So a massive turn up for Hannah's team if they can get the deal over the line. Meanwhile, Alicia's team head into day 2 on the prowl for securing their own no money down deals.
I'd ring him at least twice.
Don't tell me what to do. Who's telling me what to do? So rude.
So now outside our third letting agent, or estate agent. This one does sales and lettings. The plan here is to get in and we're going to be looking for lease options again. And if not, well, we'll talk about rent to rents as well. Just really looking for a no money down deal here. We're going to speak to every estate agent in Stoke if we have to.
So while James and Abby bicker like a pair of twatty old pensioners, Alicia and Courtney cross the border to the wonderful north of England, hoping to pick up a bargain or two in drizzly Manchester.
It says there are no
license.
Yeah, rented homes in that area.
Despite lease options being the most lucrative of the 2 no money down strategies, Alicia and Courtney try and secure some new luxury flats to use as serviced accommodation.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, this looks great.
Yeah, it does. I like it. I like the little additional flat too.
Has this one previously been licensed as an HMO? Yes. Okay. Keep shut. Right on. No, because you don't really get basements very often, do you?
I think we need to clarify some of the rules about if there's money involved in the deal, because whilst it's a no money down deal challenge, there's always going to be some money required to a certain extent with a lease option agreement or a rent to rent, whether that's refurnishing, redesigning,
contracts
and solicitor fees and things like that.
This is the property down here.
Cool.
Oh, brilliant.
Go through.
It's nice.
Are they
It's good, isn't it?
No, they're just working people that are just go through.
Cool. Thank you.
This property used to generate around about £13,500 to £14,000 rent per annum.
As an HMO?
As 4 rooms, It hasn't got an HMO licence, but it's just 4 bedrooms, so single people, 4 single.
Yeah. I mean, I think these are fire doors, so. We spoke on the phone about what we're looking to do.
Yeah.
So sort of rent it for maybe like 5 years, somewhere between 3 and 7 typically, for an agreed amount.
Yeah.
Maybe typically around the single let value, or maybe enough to cover the mortgage and their insurances and things like that.
Yeah.
Agree the price now. So I think you said this one was on the market for 119, was it?
Yes, it was. I think so. 119. I'm
something
not
like
too
that.
sure.
So we could agree something like 130, say, or something like that.
Okay.
We can agree that today, plus their monthly payments until that time. We take over control of the property, we cover all the maintenance, the management, everything like that, and then rent the property out. Well, this one would be as an HMO.
Yeah, so basically what happens if the property wasn't on a mortgage? So you will say if it's an unencumbered property.
Then we would just agree a set monthly amount, What do you think, if this was done up, what do you think you could get per room on this property?
If it was done up, you're looking at around about anything between, I would say, between £75 to £95 per room.
Okay.
It's a big house. Is this an old shop?
Yeah. From this to there is 62 Liverpool Road.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. From here to the next property is number 64 Liverpool Road.
Okay.
Fire door, closer, lock. Nice.
Good fit.
Good size room. Does it come with a cat?
Oh yeah.
Does it come with a cat?
Yeah, that's definitely a selling point now. Hello. No, it's a nice house.
Go.
You said it needed a rewire.
I love it. I love it. No, it's a big space. We've got proper windows up here. Have to get it checked, but I'm pretty certain that this would have had all the right planning and building regs to have it done.
It's close to the hospital.
Okay.
So you'll get like nurses. You won't get these properties, especially in this area. You won't get a vacant property or a vacant room around
Brilliant.
it. Yeah.
That's exactly what we like to hear.
It's literally a stone throw away from the university.
Yeah.
And it's literally about 5-10 minutes from the hospital.
Wow.
So.
Good area.
It is
good area. Good property.
Yeah.
Open to some creative purchasing.
After seeing a couple of potential deals with the estate agent Pasha, Abby and James build rapport by discussing some non-biased cultural observations with their new mate.
But you're pure, thoroughbred.
Dating a white guy.
And yeah, you're dating a white guy, boring, you see. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Yeah. But tomorrow we can't actually sign anything.
No,
Of course not, of course not.
Verbally agree that this is done.
We need the vendor, ideally, to say yes on the phone.
Yeah.
If they can do that, or if they can be there and we can shake the hand.
Authority.
Yeah.
As a selling agent,
Yeah.
I can say
We would need
What we're looking
proof
for
of that,
for
even
the
if it's just an
challenge.
email.
Yeah.
That would be okay. We did it! Come on! Yes! Come on, high five.
Yes!
We've got a fucking lease. It's the first one! First thing I've ever done. We might have two. Oh my gosh. And we've got 2 more tomorrow we haven't viewed yet.
Oh my god!
Oh, I've got rent to rent. This is like the best challenge ever. I cannot believe this. It's so worthwhile
I know.
spending time in Stoke. Oh my gosh.
Love Stoke. I love Stoke.
I never thought I'd say that, but I do love Stoke. Let's get back to the castle. Let's tell the girls.
Oh, I can't
Come on.
The girl.
Their face is going to be awesome. Yeah.
Just met with an agent at a possible lease option.
To HMO. It's not even a single there.
That's like a rent-to-rent HMO, which is a good cash flow.
With a buy.
A buy at the end.
And it's potentially BMV at the moment. Like, it's on the market for 119, and we haven't done a full.
BMV rent-to-rent HMO with a lease option agreement.
That is insane.
This is crazy. Yeah.
Like, I mean, we've got to do the full numbers on the valuation, but
course.
initial thoughts, it's worth about 140, we would say.
Yeah.
Right? And it's on the market for 119.
Yeah.
Like, so it's £21,000 BMV. They're happy to rent it off us, maybe on a single let basis of like £500-600 a month. We can turn it into a 5-bed HMO. It has fire doors in place. It's being refurbed. Like, they're going to repaint the entire house. It's in good nick. It's in a good area. The agent himself said that he can manage it and he can get about £375-400 a room out of that. We're probably going to make like £800 a month from the property.
And it's a lease option.
And we can buy it. And it's BMV. And we can buy it in 5 years' time.
Oh, stop. I'm so excited.
Mate, that is like... And now we're going to go see some more.
All right, so how'd you guys say go?
Well,
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
We had a really good time.
yeah, we've enjoyed it, man.
Really good
Honestly,
time.
it's the most fun I've had.
Went to see 3 properties.
You went and saw them?
Yeah,
Oh,
so we
good.
we
Yeah.
arranged to meet him at the first property at 4 o'clock, and then we drove and saw 2 more on a different street with him, and then we went back to his office to discuss kind of figures, how it's going to work, how the deals will work,
Yeah.
and basically all 3 are potential lease options which can be used as HMOs.
And he has spoken to the vendors and said, this is what we want to do. We want to buy it off you in like 5 or 7 years' time. We want to pay you a monthly amount. Is that something we can do? And they're all like, yeah, great. So we've got to get all this like obviously filmed and try and get handshake agreements tomorrow.
Oh my
but
gosh,
we haven't
yeah, we've
discussed
got
the
an-
specific numbers.
We've
but-
actually got viewings tomorrow
For more.
at 11:30 for 2 more.
And these are lease options.
Yeah, one's a 14-bed, one's a 17-bed.
And the best one that seriously, the best one, which I think is the easiest, is it's a 5-bed. They're refurbing it now.
Yeah.
It has fire doors in. Like, it used to be licensed. It's really close to like the union stuff. Like it's a perfect HMO.
Right.
Really easy. It's like 20k BMV is the asking price.
Wow.
So we can secure a price today, which is BMV now.
Already.
Now. And we can rent it for like
And
5 years.
Stoke is going up in value as it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. So-
because a lot of
Oh.
the agents were telling us that actually Stoke's not good for what we were saying about lease options, because
They're all
none
just
of the
selling.
properties had been on for very long. They're
Yeah.
all selling really quickly, like what you found
that's
last
what I'm
night.
saying. Yeah. That's what we had today as
But
well.
we've ended up having 5.
That's crazy.
crazy.
It just shows you that there's always something anywhere.
Yeah.
After a good few hours kip and a hearty breakfast, the teams move on to day 3 of the challenge. With all of the deals for both teams only proverbially agreed, can either team secure the properties in time for the 5 PM deadline?
As long as we can get 1 minimum and 3 is the absolute best, we'd be very happy with that. I just think we're very keen to secure these. Like I said, we're not in Derby. We're leaving this afternoon. So if we could get this sort of wrapped up and sorted out in the next few hours, we would really appreciate that. Do you want to pay 12 months up front? No.
150 quid short of 3 grand in on them.
I think with shit, it's the fact we just paid the deposits.
I think we're in that HMO now. We might as well just try and find the money now.
Hannah's team heads to everyone's favourite Portuguese chicken shop to secure their first serviced accommodation deal, but are they perilously close to losing it?
Fantastic. Alright. Thank you. Thanks, bye. Oh man, it's not good. Oh no. I know. We've only got 2 apartments.
Saving grace!
So we didn't get the one with the landlord that we met yesterday, but the guy with the furniture is going to give it to us, and the other one is going to give it to us.
Yeah.
They're slightly different deals. They both want deposits, but we'll wangle our way around that.
How much deposit?
They want the deposit.
John pimps out the deals on Facebook groups to try and find an investor who can input the £2,000 they need to secure a deposit for the rental SAs.
Get a JV opportunity.
We need to get some money.
So obviously that's the only way we're going to be able to secure these SAs.
After getting a speedy response to his post, John gets some prep from Ricky on how to close the deal over the phone.
Get out of it. If you can sign that, and in the meantime, we'll send you the bank details, transfer the £2,000 to you.
Hi Katie, it's John Raybold, you alright? Hello? So what I'll do is I'll send you the heads of terms over, and then obviously I'll give you the details of the bank account and stuff like that. We can sort it out. Are we able to sort it out fairly quickly so that we can email the agent to get it secured today? Right. Yeah, of course, yeah. V-E-A.
V-E-R-S.
V-E-R-S.
Point. Weaver's Point.
And then underneath.
Right, what are we going on? Right, base room rate is 120,
Per-
yeah? We're happy with that?
I think we should go higher. So if you want to split the profit...
That's it.
Anthony takes a call from the mortgage broker about the potentially huge deal they have on the table for 5 apartments in the centre of Derby.
That's brilliant. So in principle, if we offered 750, then we'd in effect basically get the deal, but we would just need to confirm and check on it.
Yep.
Excellent. Fantastic, Lisa. Brilliant to speak to you, and we will be in touch shortly.
Lovely. Alright, okay, I'll take a speak shortly.
Right.
Okay, thanks. Okay, bye-bye.
We need
Okay.
to agree the 750 in terms of we need to check what house prices are and whether they're going up.
Like, can we just take a second to appreciate? Can we just take a second to appreciate? We've just secured 5 apartments on a lease option agreement in 2 days. Come on.
It's crazy. That is absolutely
You
fucking
know we're going to
crazy.
come out of here and just be hammering these option agreements.
But no, like, wow.
Let me try and do something.
Seriously.
My deal's null and void now.
No, it's not. It's not. It's not. But
No,
my
but
point being is, everybody has worked extremely hard, and I just wanted to clarify that with her on the phone and just get that sort of in principle because that is amazing.
Definitely. Definitely, mate.
It's fucking awesome, guys.
Go team. Go team.
We're going all we've got.
What a day, man. Seriously.
We're going all we've got because the 5.
Guys, the money's come in. Yes!
Well, let's see. Wait, let's see.
There, it's come in. It's come in.
Money in.
We've sorted it. We've cracked it. We have cracked it.
Wait.
What are
we talking? We'll just be talking. He goes, do the money dance. Ready? Rub my hands with my palms itch. Diamonds looking flawless.
Right, let me just recap this. So we started off yesterday securing a lease option agreement on a house in Crewe. Not the best house in Crewe, you know, and it required us to put a minimum of £10,000 into it. However, the option to purchase it, you know, we think that it'll probably make around £25,000 when we purchased it in 5 years. And for the term, we would make £300 a month on the apartment every month for the 5 years.
Yep.
We then went on to secure a rent-to-rent HMO in Stoke-on-Trent. We were going to do a light refurbishment on the property of £2,000, and it was going to make us £240 every month.
Yeah.
That's a return on investment of 132%. Absolutely fantastic.
Yep, brilliant.
We then went on to secure 2 apartments in Derby.
Yep.
That are making us an infinite return on investment. We required £2,000 to get into the deal, which we used.
We ended up getting £6,000.
We ended up getting £6,000 instead of the £2,000. So
Is that how many we got offered?
Yeah, we got
John
offered.
secured
John, I got 2,000.
In fact, we ended up securing £8,000.
I got 2,000. John got 6,000.
Fuck, guys.
So we secured £8,000 in about 25 minutes.
That's mental, isn't it?
To secure these apartments. These apartments are going to make us just under £1,000 every month, which gives us a return on investment of, well, it's an infinite return on investment, but it gives us £59,000 over the term, 3-year term. Absolutely amazing. And then,
come on!
Then we get a call, like 30 minutes
I told you I had a good feeling
end
about
of
this.
the task. On the wire, Lisa calls us up and says, guys, look, he's happy with the proposal, but he can't take it at 600,000. So we're like, cool,
Okay, Lisa, no problem.
What does he want? So he says £750,000 to take the 5 apartments on a 3-year lease option agreement. How much is that going to make us?
At this moment in time, he's sold the properties to us for 750 grand.
Yeah, right
in
now it's
3 years' time.
105k.
Yeah.
In 3 years' time, okay? At the moment, according to John's statistics, they're worth £171,000 each.
Okay.
Okay?
141 to 180, it's saying on there.
Yeah. So if we go 171, what it's saying on there, let's just go 171. 171, or 170, let's go 170, times 5 is 855 at this present moment in time.
£855,000. So that means we're going to make a profit of...
What, Ricky?
Right now, we'd make a profit of £105,000 today. However, take a seat.
That's just
take a seat. However, history shows house prices go up and down over time. So, in the next 5 years, they're going to go up. How much do you think they're going to go up by?
They could be worth 200,000.
Say they're worth 200,000. How much do we make then?
Do the numbers.
Get the calculator out.
It's 3 years, remember it's 3 years.
Okay, 3 years. What are they now? They're worth 170.
I'd say conservatively, just say they're worth 190.
So they're worth 190.
So there's 5 of them, so 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. Yeah, 950. £950,000.
Oh my fucking god.
So if we take away the 750.
I'm just going.
Wait.
Do you want to scream a little
That's
bit?
not it. That's not
No,
it.
because we get the essays as well.
Exactly. That is not it. So if we take off the 750,000, that means we're going to make £200,000
just by nothing.
By nothing. We're putting no money in, and then
It's making me a little bit scared.
And then each apartment makes £833 a month
for 3 years.
So times that by 5, times that by 12,
times that by 3,
times that by 3 means it will make £149,900.
So, and what we've done, just to recap,
3 years,
just to recap,
means we're going to make 300.
Just to recap, we've gone from zero money to over $1 million, baby.
Oh my fucking god. I can't stop swearing, I'm really sorry. I genuinely. I told you I had a good feeling about this lady. I can't believe we pulled it off.
So let's okay. One more thing, guys. We've gone from nothing to potential £350,000 in 2 days. Samuel Leeds is the boss. Get to the crash course.
Well, there you have it, £300,000 in pure profit generated from nothing in only 72 hours. Hannah's team have played an absolute blinder, but I feel like out of nothing but common courtesy, we should go and see how Alicia's team finished day 3 of the task. To win this challenge, they are probably going to have to either rob a bank or come up with a cure for cancer.
It's empty because it needs a refurb.
It's empty?
Yes, because it needs a refurb.
You can't live in a house where you need to rewire it. The boiler doesn't work.
There's a spider in the bath.
Okay, there's spiders in everyone's bathroom. They're in your bath at night.
No, it needs a refurb.
It's empty.
It actually needs a refurb.
We have no idea. We'll find out tonight.
We'll see. Pat, Shirley, thank you so much. We will.
We shall.
You're a new in and still
Cheers.
Trent.
Cheers.
One-stop shop.
Thanks. Bye bye.
God bless you. Bye.
Bye bye.
All right. We got 2.
We got 2. We need to get. Can we get figures done?
That's crazy.
Now we need to
we
leave
need a
in the next
print
10
and we need
minutes.
to go.
Right.
Yeah,
Let's get these figures done. It's not like on the market.
But it's empty. All right. So yeah, this room will not count.
Interesting. It does have a fire alarm in that, and it's pre-new, so and emergency lighting, which is good.
Yeah, but I don't think you can.
No, I meant for the rest of the house. It's a good thing. But
Yeah, I mean you can still use it maybe as a lounge.
It's just a good storage space, if not.
Storage, yeah.
So there's
a bath.
shower. Okay.
Ah, it's good. Very good size. Very good size. I like it. Yeah, it's nice.
It needs shot, Bobby, but
yeah.
the bottom of the market I'm dealing with. This is what I need. Make a mess anyway. So actually, I was gonna go away for 3 months.
Yeah.
And I was gonna give the lease to somebody because I don't want to deal with this. You know, because I have to be here all the time to deal with the council. So somebody needs. So I already agreed with somebody part of it that he's gonna take it on and he's gonna just give me a fixed rent a month.
Yeah. So we would basically take over control of the property. So from when we agree on, and if there's any.
But what about the tenants?
That everything's our responsibility. The maintenance.
No, but you'll take the tenants over as well.
100%, yeah. If it's got tenants in, I'd rather take it on
If you
with
would be
tenants.
interested in that, then I'll be interested because I'm gonna go away for 3 months, so I don't want the headache.
You're saying that after 5 years, you can decide not to buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that can't really happen because that's like you're trying to go into a deal, trying to get a good deal, but you want the cake and eat it yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which in the real world it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So after 5 years, there has to be a commitment, 100% of buying it.
Okay. If we gave our intent after 3.
After 3?
So after 3 years, we gave our intent, so he has 2 years there, if not.
Yeah, so after 3 years, what would you like to do?
So it's a 5 year, as we just
Yeah, okay, 5 years, yeah?
Yeah, but after 3 years, so 3 years into the 5 year term, we have to give our intent as to whether we want to buy it or not. So he knows. We have to give written consent.
So you want to lease it for 3 years, 100%, but after the 3 years, you want to give an answer whether you want to buy it or not.
Yeah.
I've spoken to him, and after a detailed conversation, he said he would accept £850 per calendar month.
I'm very happy with that.
I am too.
And he seems happy enough with the option to buy.
I mean, don't film that. I didn't try to get him down more.
I wouldn't push. You don't need to push. Let him do the negotiating. He knows his man.
Alicia's team visit a high-end fast food restaurant in order to put together their presentation package for Samuel. With 2 lease option agreements in the bag, even though the numbers may not be as outstanding as Hannah's team, achieving all of this in only 3 days from a completely standing start is nothing short of stunning. Although my job is to take the piss and make everyone look stupid, I have absolutely nothing but respect for the work and dedication both teams are putting over this challenge, proving to anyone watching, getting property with none of your own money is absolutely possible. And now back to my real job. Deadlines reached, deals stacked, but who'll be left hanging in the boardroom?
So your challenge was to find a free house, a no money down deal, a lease option agreement or a rent to rent. And both teams succeeded, which is good. I was reasonably impressed that you both found a lease option agreement. I know you also found rent to rents. However, there will be a losing team, there'll be a winning team, and the losing team, at least 3 of you, will be evicted tonight. Hannah, your team, the figures were presented pretty terribly on a scruffy bit of paper, scribbled down. Why did you not, you had quite a lot of time to prepare that, why did you not present it in a more professional manner?
To be honest, the deal was secured at 4:30, right. So we didn't have much time to properly prepare it in time. We had pen and paper and we thought that would be the best way to get it to you.
Alicia, do you feel you've been a good team leader?
I feel it's quite decent. We all work together.
You're quite decent.
I was a good team leader.
Why were you a good team leader?
Because I listened to everyone, I valued everyone's opinion, and we worked together. We worked as a team to decide what we were going to do, where we were going to go.
But did you lead though, or did you all just get on with it together?
No, we all put our input in, and then from that, I made the decision as far as what was ultimately going to happen.
And Courtney, how was speaking to the estate agents?
I spoke to a couple when we went to Manchester yesterday. It was quite scary, but I've never done anything like this before, and I feel like it's something that I have really been learning from.
Yeah. Do you work in sales? So you find it scary phoning an estate agent, but you work in sales?
And Ricky, you've proven that numbers is not your strong point, and you've messed up in previous challenges of numbers. Has that held you back in this challenge?
No, I believe not. I think when I was negotiating, I've done a lot of negotiating in this challenge. I knew what my numbers were when we were negotiating, and most of the deals that we negotiated, most of them they were happy with the numbers. We were happy.
I feel in this task that John was the weakest link.
Did John not secure the deal?
Okay, so basically it's five apartments that we managed to secure a lease option agreement. So the 5 apartments are $795 per calendar month. They're fully furnished, and the vendor wants £750,000 for the 5 apartments after 3 years.
So how much money will you need to put down?
In terms of renting the apartment?
No, just in terms of the whole deal, how much cash will you need? Why not?
Well, we'd need the £1 to secure the lease option, but they haven't asked for a deposit on it.
What about legal fees and stuff?
Well, the legal fees would be about £1,000.
Right.
But in terms of the actual deal
so you will
itself,
need some money then?
£1,000, but in terms of the actual deal itself, it's the money down.
So you'll just need legal fees?
Yeah.
John, you raised some money. What was that for?
That was for another deal which we did of 2 service accommodations within Derby City Centre.
And it needed how much to put down?
We needed £2,000 for sort of the first month's rent.
And were you responsible for raising the money?
Yes.
And how much money did you have to raise?
We need to raise £2,000.
And you managed to get that? Is that in the bank?
Yes, in the bank.
Very good. Okay. I kind of feel like with Alicia's team that it's not really Alicia's team. I kind of see it as Abby's or James's team. I don't think you've led this at all. Who was the leader?
I wouldn't say there was a clear leader.
Why?
It was a very open discussion with everything. We all knew that we had different strengths in different areas.
So the deal that you brought to the table, which was a no money down deal, tiny little bit of money for legal fees, but you've clearly proven that you can raise a few £1,000s no problem. What do you feel about their numbers, guys?
To be fair, looking through the numbers, that seems, it was a 66% occupancy rate. It seems pretty fair.
So it's a no money down deal. You'll be making very good profit. It's 5 apartments.
Yep.
The little money that you might need, you've demonstrated that you can raise. You've actually got £2,000 already in the bank. I think that's very impressive. Alicia's team, your property, again, you've secured multiple properties. The one that you put forward was a lease option agreement.
Council tax, what band is that house?
I believe it's a B.
B?
I believe, I'm not.
So where was the council tax on your calculations?
It's worked in with the bills.
How much are the bills for a 7-bed HMO?
Those ones, because it's not fully tenanted, come in.
What about when it is fully tenanted?
So when it's not, so hold on. So when it's not fully tenanted, it's 400. But on your workings out, you've worked it out as if it is fully tenanted, but then still put the not fully tenanted bills in.
No, I'll take that back. I think
we worked it off with the
numbers
calculations
are
that we got off the
your numbers
computer.
are way wrong.
So.
And the council tax isn't a B, it's a D. And it's not on there anywhere. So that £115 that you're going to make every month has been completely wiped out by the fact that you forgot to put council tax on there.
My thoughts on all of this are we don't have a losing team.
No.
We have a winning team because you completed the challenge. And to be honest, I'm pretty shocked that you've both managed to get several property deals that are normally down rent to rents, lease option agreements in the time you've had. I'm impressed. Have any of you guys got lease option agreement properties that you've secured in real life before this challenge?
No.
So the fact that you've been in property for what, 6-12 months or so, and none of you have got any lease option agreement properties,
and now within the last few days, you've managed to get lease option agreement, no money down, rent to rents. It's quite shocking, really. You've all done great. Unfortunately, 3 of you are going to have to be evicted. I think you 4 have all been very strong. You're on the super winning team, so you guys are safe. So you can go back to the castle, enjoy yourselves. We've got some treats planned for you. Off you go. Alicia's team, I don't think any of you are going to leave at this point a loser. I think you've done fantastically well, but clearly Hannah's team was superior. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of time to work out who ultimately you think could have pulled their weight more, because unfortunately, with regret, 3 of you will be leaving the castle tonight. So I'll give you a few minutes if you want to head down to the back room. So tonight, 3 of you are going to have to be evicted and go home. You've done well in your challenge, but just not quite as good as the other team. This is just the way the game is. 3 of you are going to have to go. So my question is, what 3 should I evict?
All them but me.
I nominated myself.
To be evicted. Why is that? Okay, you're evicted. Off you go.
But a good leader listens to everyone's opinion.
No, a good leader leads.
And they follow by example.
Yeah, you just said a good leader follows by example. No, they lead by example and others follow. No one followed you. No one followed you. Who followed you?
We did. We decided together to make appointments, and so I said, okay, let's choose an area, and then we all did some research.
Abby, did she lead?
I don't feel like she led.
James, did she lead?
I don't feel like she led.
So you were the leader, but you didn't lead. Abby, why should you be staying?
Because I have just shown that I am a good leader.
You are a good leader.
Whilst, letting people follow by example and listening to people. True, I had a bad experience in terms of getting hot-headed.
Right now, 2 of you are about to be evicted, and 1 of you is going to be put through to the semi-final. And I need to be thinking, I'm giving £20,000 of my own money to somebody. Do I really want to give it to someone who's a hothead, who's arguing with people?
I wouldn't say I'm arguing with people. I had an argument with 1 person, which we all had a problem with, but I was the only one that actually said the issue.
We hear is you're very short and snappy with everybody.
I think we've all seen it.
What do you think, Alicia? Was she argumentative?
She was not argumentative. I mean, she had her moments where she was kind of high or low, and
yeah, very high and low. That's exactly right.
And it was quite.
You know what you are, Abby. You know what you are, Abby. You're unpredictable. That's what you are. 1 minute, if you're in a great mood, things are fantastic. If you're in a bad mood, everybody knows you're unpredictable. Whereas James is a bit more predictable. My problem with James is that he's been on the losing challenge every single time.
Well, that's predictable. At the start of the first eviction, when I was sat here, you said we have good potential.
Yeah, and I keep saying that. I keep saying, I'm waiting, James.
To reach that potential, you have to grow. And in the first challenge, I was told I was cocky and arrogant, and I showed that I could become humble. In the second challenge, I was told that I didn't work hard enough. And in this challenge, I've done everything I can. I was out late knocking doors. I was up early. We went out and we stayed in Stoke. And I was the one who secured these deals. I was the one who got the hand.
The reason Danny went last challenge and you didn't was because you're better at articulating yourself, and you won yourself over and presented your case in the boardroom. And I just don't know whether that's acceptable, that you can just keep talking every time we have a boardroom meeting. I have potential. You just talk magic your way with your words through to the next round.
That's how you secure deals.
It is how you secure deals. But the bottom line is, you've been on the losing time every challenge. Last challenge, I said, you better show your potential and you better win this. And you haven't. So it just puts me, if I say, okay, you can get through and evict these 2, it just doesn't feel right. You're unpredictable. But Alicia, you didn't lead. I don't think you've got what it takes to win this. So with regret, you're evicted. So here we are again, James. We can't keep doing this. You and somebody else. You and somebody else. It's the 3rd time it's happened. And to be honest, I'm really struggling. I know you've got potential, but I can't keep saying that every time. Well, it's a tough one. I think you're both going to be very successful in real life, and I'm looking forward to seeing your journeys. However, James, I don't think we can keep having this conversation again and again. So with regret, you're evicted. Off you go. Abby, you're gonna have to be a bit more predictable, a bit more stable. I don't want to hear you swearing at anybody, shouting at anybody. I want to see you sound-minded and continue doing what you're doing. Off you go.
You know, when you hear that word, it's crushing, you know, because you don't want to leave. The experiences are really amazing, but everyone has to have an end, so this was my end, and that's all right. I've learned so much, so I was crushed, but I'll pick myself back up.
I'm really proud of the journey that I've done. I've come so far since the first day of being here, and to be honest, it's not the end for me.
I'm going home and I'm feeling good.
Next time on The Eviction.
Like, you look at Bunny Rabbit, what's that all about?
I think the two finalists are going to be me and John Raybould.
How much money could I make? It could be £1 million business.
I'd be embarrassed to go up to someone that was going to give me £20,000 and just say, hey, we're going to make stupid decisions like this.
I don't think you need my money, and for that reason, you're evicted.